Oh my God, you will not believe this. US Bank is generously approving massive EIN only business loans to borrowers across the country. $250,000 maximum loan amount. All kinds of FICO scores are welcome. And here is where the whole thing even gets better. For illustrative purposes while preparing this show, we applied for this EIN only business loan using fictitious data. And guess what? We still got approved for a shockingly high amount. So I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation because I'll be telling you about the whole story and I will show you how to qualify for this massive EIN only business loan from US Bank, $250,000 maximum limit. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you are to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. So in today's conversation, I have something very interesting to talk to you about. We have a massive business loan from US Bank, $250,000 maximum limits. And let me give you the loan facts here. But before I get into the nitty gritty, please, folks, understand that we are doing this video for educational purposes, for instructional purposes. We have no affiliation, no association with US Bank. They're not paying us to do this video. We're just doing this because we want to share some info with you. Very important to specify. So what are the loan facts? When we talk about US banks, you have a constellation of loans that they offer. So you have business quick loan, business term loan, commercial real estate loan, SBA loan, equipment financing. The amount is up to $1 million, but for the specific loan I want to talk to you today about, the quick loan, the maximum limit is $250,000. The APR will oscillate between 8.99% to 18.99%. There are no fees. Fantastic. The term 3 to 8 years. That's it. 3 to 8 years. The time to funding within 3 days. And there are no extra conditions. So in this show, as I said earlier, we are focusing on the quick loan, the $250,000 maximum limit, and this loan is unsecured. And this is a loan that can be qualified for in within 24 hours for the time you visit a US branch, a US bank branch, and apply. And we love this kind of loans. Why? Because you can use them for general business purposes. You can buy a corporate vehicle, or you can do you can take care of other short-term purchases. Okay, and so what we love with US Bank is that this is a solid bank. This is a financial behemoth. They've been around for a while. They cover the whole United States. Even if you're not in the, even if they have no branch in an area where you are located, they can still qualify you. Okay, but it's very important to cultivate a relationship. I will talk about that later on, but you need to cultivate a relationship with US Bank if you want to qualify for this $250,000 EIN only business loan from US Bank. Very important. Okay, let me give you a synopsis into US Bank. Let's, a lender at a glance. Folks, again, in this show, I am talking to you today about a superb business loan EIN only from US Bank. Maximum loan amount, $250,000. Low credit, no credit, bad credit, all kinds of credit profiles are welcome. Okay, and US Bank is a big bank. I've said this before, and they are the country's 5th largest by assets. Okay, and they do have physical branches and ATMs across the country. So this is best for customers, business customers, that is, who want free use of thousands of ATMs, who want business financing for all kinds of industries, and they want accessible customer service. All right. And because they do have 2,700 branches in more than 25 states. That's what I said earlier. Even if they're not physically present, they don't have a branch or a brick and mortar office in your area, you can still qualify for a loan or a business credit card from them by calling them. Live phone support is available 24/7. That's wonderful. So, after evaluating, this lender on tens of criteria, including the loan variety, the loan amount generosity, the cost, the reputation, the customer service, we assigned US Bank a score of 8.5 over 10. And you can see that our judgment was corroborated by other reviews online. For example, on Wallet Hub, you have they received 4 over 5 rather, a score of 4 over 5 from 21,717 reviews. Okay, and for Consumer Affairs, they receive a 3.6 over 5 from 709 ratings. And from Trustpilot, they receive 1.3 over 5 from they receive a poor score from 292 reviewers. Now the thing is that this reviews may sound a little low. The scores might be a little low. It's just because big banks such as US Bank, they really don't care about their online reputation. In other words, they don't care about assigning a service to tackling all those reviews. Otherwise, they could have provided responses to those reviews out there and sort of mitigate the score. But again, this is another topic for another day. For our purposes, we assigned the company a score of 8.5 over 10. Let me talk to you about eligibility criteria. Folks, I am speaking to you today about a large EIN only business loan from US Bank. Maximum loan amount $250,000. Okay, and let me talk to you about eligibility criteria. So when we talk about this loan, there are a couple of things you need to know. First of all, we're talking about a business quick loan from US Bank. You can use this loan for general working capital, equipment, or purchasing new and used vehicles to help your business grow and thrive. The company, as I said, the lender is present in 25 states. And even if you're not in one of those 25 states, you can still qualify. What are the features of this loan? So loan amount $5,000 to $250,000. Flexible terms up to 84 months. Best for companies in business for 2 years or more. And in some cases, they want you to secure the loan by collateral or general business assets. It really depends upon your credit worthiness. There are no origination fees. Okay. What are the pros and cons here? The pros. This loan is suited for small to large businesses. They have low interest rates and they have few additional fees. What about the cons? In some cases, US Bank does have stringent borrower qualifications. And in terms of their reputation, it's more fair at the public level. And for some people, it might be the fact that they're not operating in all 50 states could be an impediment. But again, that will be only an impediment if you want to talk to someone, you want to talk to a live banker, and they're not in a state where you are located. All right, because the bank is headquartered in Minneapolis, and they do have nearly 3,000 branches, but they're not everywhere. Okay, so the bottom line here is that when it comes to eligibility, they want you to be in business for at least 2 years. They want you to have an annual revenue of at least $100,000. They want you to provide additional collateral. In some cases, they want to see some information from about your business in terms of documentation, things like commercial leases, business licenses and permits, personal and business tax returns, business insurance plans, payroll records, incorporation documents, and in some cases, they might want to see your financial statements. Okay, so those are things you need to be aware of, and that's all they ask for. The bottom line here is that you want to contact a banker at US Bank before actually starting the whole application. So let's talk about the use of loan proceeds. Okay, folks, what is today's conversation about? I'm talking to you today about a humongous EIN only business loan from US Bank, the nation's 5th largest bank, and the maximum loan amount $250,000. Now, what can you use the money for? A lot of stuff. You can really, give $250,000. Even if you don't qualify for the full amount, let's just say you qualify for, say, 100,000 or 150. This is still good money, right? You can use the money for working capital, for example. You can buy inventory. Because remember, they're giving you 8 years. No, they're giving you 7 years. 8 or 7 years. I think it's something like that, right? If the term is 7 years or 8 years, it's a lot of time for you to actually rebound, financially speaking. If you're a little shaky right now, if your balance sheet is lethargic right now, and you need cash to prop things up, just getting that extra cash could do a lot of, can really kind of help, right? So working capital is one use. Inventory, you can use the money, part of it at least, to hire. You can expand your workforce, right? You can do some tech upgrades. You can buy software or hardware, for example. You can buy equipment also. And you can also finance some marketing and advertising initiatives and marketing campaigns, right? So this is pretty good. So this is the kind of, and US Bank pays attention a lot to what the funds will be used for. So be very careful about how you word the use of loan proceeds. If you do a good job, you should have at a minimum a business plan that is attached to your loan application, and in that business plan you will explain the use of loan funds. And you can't just make up the numbers or make up the uses. You got to back them up. You got to substantiate every information you put in the business plan. For example, let's say you say, we plan on expanding into this industry in the next 6 months. And then in the use of loan proceeds, you mention nothing about the expansion plan. It is inconsistent. So this is the kind of consistency you want to look for. So anything you write in the business plan should be backed up by the financial request that you are placing vis-a-vis the lender, and in this case, US Bank. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still talking to you today about a massive business loan from US Bank. And we're talking maximum loan amount, $250,000. Now, US Bank does have other loans on its books, other lines of credit products, but some of those are secured. So they want you to pledge something. They want you to pledge collateral at the personal level or business level. But for the quick business loan, in most cases, it is unsecured. We've seen instances where they ask for collateral, but it depends on the creditworthiness of the borrower. Okay, so I want to talk to you now about the evidence needed. So when we talk about the massive business loan from US Bank, they want to see 12 months of business bank statements. They want to see 2 years of business tax returns. They want to have the most recent profit and loss statement. Profit and loss is the same thing as income statement. Sometimes people call it P&L. It's the same thing. They want to have the most recent balance sheet. So in other words, they just want to have the most recent financial statements. Okay, balance sheets, profit and loss statements, statement of cash flows. Those are your primary financial statements. And if you want to dig a little deeper, they might also ask you for your statements of owner's equity. This is the fourth financial statements. Okay, and some US Bank branches might ask for that. Again, it all depends on the creditworthiness and the solidity or state of lethargy of your application, if I can speak that way. They might also ask you for your credit card processing statements. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to reconcile your credit card information on your credit card processing statements to your bank statements and to your financial statements. Okay, and in some cases, US Bank might request resumes of the owners or at least the senior management of your business. They will ask for a business plan. A business plan is quintessential, folks. This is a cornerstone, if you will. This is a fulcrum of your business loan application, a business plan. Because as I just said a few minutes ago, this is where you document the use of the loan proceeds. You explain that, you substantiate it, you back it up. You're not just asking for $250,000 simply because you are looking for $250,000. No, you're asking for $250,000 because you want to use the money for so and so and so and so and so and so and so. You need to break it down, right? It's all about breaking down the use of funds. This is the kind of information you want to provide to the US Bank loan officers. And they might ask you for your business credit reports in some cases. We've seen instances where U.S. Bank has requested from they have requested that borrowers or applicants at least provide accounts receivable and accounts payable schedules. So very important to know. Now let's talk about how to apply. Folks, if you just joined the show, I am speaking to you today about a massive EIN only business loans from US Bank. Maximum loan amount $250,000. All kinds of credit profiles are welcome. Low credit, bad credit, fair credit, good credit, excellent credit, everybody's welcome. And with US Bank, you can apply via fax. You can fax over the application form to them through the web. You can do it over the phone. You can visit a branch. Remember, they have more than 3,000, nearly between 2,700 and 3,000 branches nationwide. So if you can just walk into a branch and just talk to someone there, right? You can also mail in the application in case you received a solicitation in the mail. You can just mail it in. So, but I'm going to show you really like the application process online. So here you can see on the screen, you start the application process. You enter your zip code. They want to have some information about the ownership and the purpose of the loan, the ownership of the business, and the loan purpose. You want to provide the date you established the company and the use of funds. Are you a current US Bank customer? Yes or no? I mean, we put no for this fictitious example, but again, this is you can put yes if you are already a client. And then the next is you have an application checklist, things that you need to qualify for this business loan. So you will need your social or EIN, your individual tax identification number, if applicable, your gross annual sales, and you got to be a legal resident of the United States or a citizen. And what to know, you need to receive a rate discount by repaying your loan from a US Bank business checking account. You got to have a checking account with them. Remember that the application will save automatically and some financial documents may be required at the end. Okay. One thing I need to mention also is that US Bank does not currently offer credit products to businesses in some industries. Okay. This is very important to know. So everything related to drug paraphernalia, sexually oriented businesses, shell banks, internet gambling, debt resolution companies and related businesses, virtual currency dealers, and bearer shares. So next you put your email and name. You put your phone number, your personal address, your business address. You need to indicate your date of birth, your social security number, your employment status, and your citizenship status. Your business name and structure, your EIN number, the business location and the states, the industry information. You need to certify gross annual sales, where you want them to deposit the funds, other information. And you can see here that the loan was approved. And in this case, we just had a fictitious, thing, but they still approved the loan. So here are the details. So you have the loan amounts, the loan term that you can choose from 12 to 60 months. Then you click next. Then you review the application, the first slide, second slide, third slide, and fourth slide. And then you submit for the initial credit decision. That's it. Okay, folks. Now I want to talk to you. I want to give you a few pro tips on how to actually qualify and get approved for this massive EIN only business loan from US Bank. Maximum loan amount $250,000. All right. And so there are a few things you can do. Try to keep your documents in order. US Bank loves applicants, especially business applicants who are very organized. So this is just very important to organize things properly. You want to maintain good credit before, during, and after the application process. Okay, simply because this is an EIN only business loan application doesn't mean that you have to sort of let go of your personal credit. No, this is a lifelong exercise, right? We all need to take care of our credit until we die. So you want to maintain good credit at the business level and at the personal level. And one thing that U.S. bank loan officers love is to demonstrate sufficient cash flow. They don't really worry too much about profitability. You might be losing money, but are you getting cash in the business? Are you generating enough sales right now to sustain your future growth prospects? So you can actually demonstrate sufficient cash flow through a financial statement called the statement of cash flows. This is where you have there are three sections in that statement. You have cash flows from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, and cash flows from financing activities. So this trifecta, those three sections are very important for the U.S. bank lender, because the loan officer will pay attention and see, okay, are we having some cash in or out? What's really going on here? What is the situation? And those are things you want to pay attention to. And remember that every lender is different. So what applies to U.S. bank may not apply to, let's say, Chase or Citi or American Express, right? And one thing you also need to pay attention to, you also need to pay attention to the fact that you constantly need to gather your documents. And please, after applying for this loan, you want to be responsive. Do not ghost U.S. bank loan officers. When they contact you, when they request additional information, you want to be fast. You want to get back to them ASAP. All right? This will convey a sense of what? Credibility, a sense of seriousness. You take them seriously, and they will take you seriously too. And don't forget, at the end of the day, it's all about the relationship you establish with U.S. Bank. As I said, you want to open a bank account. You want to open a bank account and or a savings account, at least, if you want to increase your chances of being approved for this EIN only massive business loan from U.S. Bank. Thank you so much, folks, for your attention. I really appreciate your attention today. I was talking to you today about a massive business loan from U.S. Bank. I've spoken to you about the overview, the loan facts, the lender at a glance, eligibility criteria, the use of loan proceeds, evidence needed, and how to apply for this loan. And I gave you some pro tips. Okay. Thank you so much, folks, for your attention once again. I will speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.